Xin chào các bạn, hôm nay là ngày 27 tháng 5 năm 2025. Bây giờ đang là 20 giờ 30 phút. Kết thúc sau một ngày làm việc rất là thú vị. Nên mình được về để dành thời gian enjoy với môn nghệ thuật yêu thích guitar. Hôm nay mình sẽ tìm trên mạng một kỹ thuật vibrato, how to bet vibrato. Vibrato skill violon, skill violon. Yes.
What's up? You're probably here because you're struggling
Yes,
with
mình sẽ
vibrato.
học một
That's
anh
okay.
nghệ sĩ
I
cực kỳ nổi
struggle
tiếng
with
luôn,
many
anh
other
Ray
things,
Chen.
but not vibrato. So it's a
Anh
good
Ray
thing
Chen.
that you are here because you're going to learn how to become the best vibrato master. I realized that I made a video a few years ago about how to do vibrato, but some of that wasn't very clear. I think I only went through one method. So today we're going to go through a lot more intricate detail about how to vibrate. Let's start without the instrument, just your hands. Now, most people have really stiff wrists. So imagine you're bouncing a ball. Actually, this is a great exercise for those of you who already know how to do vibrato because this is a great warm-up. So you're bouncing a ball, and then when you have that motion, like a basketball going, yeah, you see that motion? Yeah. And then what you want to do is then switch it up. So now your face becomes the ground. You're hitting your face with imaginary balls. This is becoming a really weird video. And you can vary up the speed and intensity. This is what will get you going in terms of getting that motion of vibrato. So see how I can do it with my right hand as well? It means I have loose wrists. That's what you want. Now, once you have that motion going, you can go to step 2. Now this is where you can use your instrument, but no bow yet. So I don't have a name for it yet, but I picked up a bit of toilet paper earlier and I'm applying it here. I folded it up. Down here, it could be up at the neck or the shoulder of the instrument. In my other video, I explained how the instrument is kind of like a training wheel for a bicycle. You can actually get some great wrist vibrato motion in, but for now we're just going to apply it here, not against the shoulder, but just here in around first, second position. You could even use all 4 fingers actually, for that matter. You could just have all 4 fingers, exactly what we did earlier with the basketball against the face, but here. If we were to play this, it would be like, wow, wow, wow. This is still where you're giving yourself a little bit of extra room to maneuver. We're slowly closing in though. Yeah, do that. You can even have 3 fingers down, 4 fingers down. Now, the next step is to only use 1 finger. All right, so let's say I choose the second finger. Now I do that. Okay, cool. And you can do it in higher positions, you can do it in lower positions. Yeah, you're just cleaning your strings. This is the string. We have a name, the string cleaning method. We're down here, second finger, first finger. Can be tricky sometimes. When you're feeling pretty comfortable, you've done that for good, I would say, 5 minutes, and you're do that every day. You've loosened up, I think most of your joints and the fingers and the wrists, you're ready for the next step. Step 3 is when you can get rid of the paper. Instead of letting it slide back and forth across the string, you gently just pinch the top of the string. Don't force it down. Just gently place them, your fingers, and then do the same rotation, the same back and forth. You're getting that same motion, and then try the different fingers. Try up here against the shoulder of the instrument, the training wheel method. That feels really good, right? For the 4th finger, I wouldn't even worry too much that it's sliding. Let it slide. That'll come in handy later. Now that you've become very acquainted to this rotation style, we'll begin to again narrow in again on. If I were to play this, it would probably sound pretty bad. It would be yeah, like that, right? And then we're going to narrow it a little further. We're going to do another exercise. Before we get to that, I need you to know that you have to promise me to practice every day, okay, after watching this video. And the best place to practice is on Tonic. Tonic is an app that I've been working on in the past 2 years. It gets you together with many other people, all levels from around the world. So you can practice together, inspire each other, motivate each other, and best of all, you can ask feedback questions to others. There are groups, there are different events like practice challenges that you can join. The best part, it's all free. So definitely give Tonic a try. I use it all the time when I practice. So I hope to catch you in your practice room. All right, now you're ready for the 4th and final exercise. I think it's the Rivarde technique. Basically, once you have all the previous 3 steps, you're ready for this one. You can start grabbing your bow now and playing. I usually like to start in 3rd position because you can rest your hand, the palm of the hand against the shoulder. And then you can do this. You can just slowly, remember that you had this kind of technique before, slowly start to apply a bit more pressure, but not too much. Be gentle. You can even support your 3rd finger with your 2nd finger, just like what we did before. And notice how you hear how the note changes, right? It goes da, that half step. All right, let's be intentional about that. Now we go, right? And that is the technique that we want to apply. So you can do that in first position. The best kind of vibrato, I think, is not about like going like above and below the note. It's actually just going to the note and then below it. So that's intonation, right? So if you're thinking about, you know, and then you want to be not too tight. You don't want to place your fingers too tightly on the fingerboard because you want to be able to slide through the vibrato as well, right? That's a secret technique that my teacher used to tell me. Don't ever click, click, click. So it's very rhythmic.
Với 4 bước đơn giản. Chú ý cho mình 3 điều trước khi chúng ta thực hiện. Các bạn nên thực hành kỹ thuật rung này sau khi các bạn đã học được từ 1 cho tới 2 năm. Thứ hai là bạn phải kèm đàn đúng cho mình. 3 là tay trái khi bấm nốt nhạc phải hoàn toàn thả lỏng. Bước 1 là học chuyển động cổ tay. Lúc này bàn tay thả lỏng và chúng ta dùng duy nhất lực ở cổ tay để
nghe
tay
clip
lên
anh
tưởng tượng như bạn đang đập bóng rổ vậy.
Bước
2 thực hiện lại động tác ở bước 1 nhưng trên đàn violon. Chúng ta sẽ lấy một tờ giấy ăn đặt lên cho nó trơn nhé các bạn. Sau đó chúng ta thả lỏng tay trái và dùng cổ tay và khuỷu tay để đưa đi đưa lại trơn trượt. Sau đó chúng ta tì cổ tay vào thành đàn và dùng lực cổ tay để lắc đi lắc lại như thế này. Bước 3 là cố định ngón tay. Ở bước này thay vì để tay di chuyển trơn trượt như bước 2 thì chúng ta sẽ thực hiện việc ấn ngón và dùng cổ tay để lắc đi lắc lại. Bước 4 là tập với vĩ. Sau khi ở các bước trước mà các bạn đã quen dần với cái chuyển động của cổ tay và ngón tay rồi thì chúng ta bắt đầu thực hiện kéo vĩ với những cái chuyển động chậm. Tập nhiều sau đó mới nâng dần tốc độ lên nhé các bạn. Với 4 bước đơn giản. Chú ý cho mình 3 điều trước khi chúng ta thực hiện. Các bạn nên thực hành kỹ thuật rung này sau khi các bạn đã học được từ 1 cho tới 2.
Ok. Rồi, hôm nay mình sẽ tập lại quyển giáo trình violon Suzuki 1. Go tell Unrocky, go tell Unrocky, go tell Unrocky, go tell Unrocky Valley.
Túi xanh là mơ ưu đại xịn, đại áp xanh ngay.
Go tell Unrocky. Nay mình đầu tiên là tập kỹ thuật rung vibrato, sẽ cố gắng kiên trì luyện tập mỗi ngày. Mình đã biết cách luyện tập rồi, chủ yếu luyện tập. Tuy nhiên luyện tập là bài quen thuộc cũ. Đầu tiên là chạy gam xoắn chuyển trước. Chào bạn, thì hôm nay mình kết thúc buổi tập violon này đây. Hôm nay chính thức bắt đầu tập một kỹ năng mới, kỹ năng vibrato. Có để thời gian rảnh mình sẽ tập này nhiều. Goodbye, chúc bạn ngủ ngon.